movies. I watched Mississippi Burning the other night, and the entire cast is fantastic. But Gene Hackman is great. As a kid, I loved the Poseidon Adventure. He was the lead. It was an ensemble cast, but he was really the lead in that, the hero that sacrifices himself for the prisoners, the victims of the capsized ship. And just amazing. He had a long career. I think the guy retired in the 2000s at some point, but he was 95 years old when he died. Not a bad contract. Not too shabby. But everyone was wondering. It was such an odd circumstance. He was found dead by an open door in a mudroom. You know, you open the door and you get a little area to take your shoes off and whatnot. He was there. There were sunglasses that he appeared to be wearing that were off his head when he had hit the ground. His wife was in the bathroom. She was dead on the floor, and there were pills scattered all around her. They had 3 dogs. One was inside, but not caged. One was outside, and one was inside in its cage. So you have to assume that one died horribly of starvation. I mean, I am an animal guy. Love dogs, cats, anything. Otters. Show me an otter video before I see a beheading, and I'm happy. But this is a weird circumstance. How did they both die like that? You think one dies and then reports the other one, or you try to help the other one when they're on the ground. Something. Just was a weird circumstance. The facts are, and this is tragic and creepy, the wife died a week before Gene Hackman did. She got hantavirus. You know what hantavirus is? It's down in the Southwest, Arizona, New Mexico, those states. And it's from mice. Mice leave their droppings all over your house, and the dust that forms when these droppings die and turn into powder, if you breathe that in, you can get hantavirus. And that's what she got. And she was no kid, you know, I think she was in her 60s, 65 or something like that. And she died first. Everyone, and myself included, I thought that Gene Hackman would have died first, being 95 years old, and then maybe the wife killed herself or, you know, was trying to get him medicated. I thought she might have seen he was on the ground, ran in to get his medicine, and slipped and hit her head in the bathroom, and the pills went flying, and they're both now dead. But no, she died first from the hantavirus. You get fever, your lungs fill up with fluid, and it's not a pretty way to go. And then for a week, 95-year-old Gene Hackman is walking around the house. He has Alzheimer's. He has chronic heart disease. And he just walks around for a week before he drops dead. Maybe at that point he had decided to leave. Maybe he was going to try to go out and walk somewhere, or he had gone out and he was coming in, but at the point he was in the mudroom, he was out of gas, and he fell down and died. And it's tragic. It's an odd circumstance, but the internet, man, social media, right when people heard they had died, they were like, I know what this is about. He had news on Hollywood. He had news on what Hollywood was doing, and you know, with the kids, and that's like, no, he's 95. He just died. And again, I blame all these people that have to pump out conspiracy theories. And it reminded me of Jesse. Jesse Ventura had a show, I think it was called Conspiracy Theory, and it was the funniest, worst thing ever. He would go to these various locations, and he was going to uncover some grand conspiracy. And they were some secret locations, you know, like Area 51, of course. And I kind of blame him because you could see him trying to convince people that this was a problem. 95 years old. I understand he was in The French Connection. Yeah, Jesse, he was in that. Not the movie. He was part of a drug ring in France, Paris, France. I'm going there to investigate. I'm a fighter. Really? Really, Jesse? I was a governor. We get it, Jesse. I went to Plum Island on my boat. They wouldn't let me in. I said, I'm a governor. Yeah. It's an island with highly contagious diseases. Well, if that's what you think, follow the money. What does that mean? Well, I don't have to tell you. I've been off the grid in Mexico for 6 months. What does that mean? Well, if you have to ask. This is what conspiracy theory people are. Exactly like that. No answers at all. All catchphrases and nonsense. And then there's no payoff. There was never a payoff. I showed up at Area 51. This is supposedly where the aliens were kept after the crash in Roswell. What did you see, Jesse? Nothing. Security kicked me out. But it proves they're hiding something. Yeah. New weapon systems. They don't want the likes of a former wrestler. I was a fighter, a governor, a Navy SEAL. Now you're a blithering idiot who isn't getting into any of these places, Jesse. Not a one. But this is the definition of these ridiculous conspiracy theorists. They have nothing, never have anything, and they want to convince you. They absolutely want to convince you that there is a problem. He was 95. His wife was very old. She had hantavirus, and he wandered around till he dropped dead. It was the Illuminati. No, it wasn't the Illuminati. He was 95 and died, Jesse.